You're watching Service Electric 2 Sports, presented in high definition.
The Hornets' Nest on the campus of Emmaus High School, buzzing tonight with the sights and sounds of East Penn Conference Skyline Division basketball. Tonight, the Parkland Trojans making the short trip down Cedar Crest Boulevard. 2-2 their overall record, taking on the host Green Hornets. Their first home game of the year, their overall record now at 2-1. Very pleasant good evening on this Tuesday night. Welcome to East Penn Conference basketball. Mike Zambelli, Rich Baxa. Rich, early season, but an important game and a barometer for both these teams. Let's take a look at the Trojans under 10th year head coach Andy Stevens. They come in off a loss against Hazleton, 72-48. Matter of fact, they've lost back-to-back games, having lost to Becca prior to that. One of the guys that needs to warm up for them a little bit is the sharpshooter outside, Jake Bartholomew.
Yeah, Jake Bartholomew is averaging 14 points, has 12 threes on the year, Mike. His ability to stretch the defense will allow others to penetrate and get some good looks. It'll be important that they get off to a good start offensively tonight.
Steve Yoder also in his 10th year, now in charge of the Green Hornets, beat a very good Scranton Prep team 65-59 on Sunday afternoon. Well, Zach Sable, he missed his freshman year due to a foot injury, played very well last year, and he's back at it again this year. Rich, how's he a better player this season?
Well, I think two things, Mike. One, his offense now is much improved in the low post. Two, he's stronger, and his rebounding has much improved. He's averaging a double-double, 16 points, 12 rebounds. He's the hub of the offense and the defense. As he goes, so does this team.
A rivalry that needs no introductions. The two teams split a pair last year, with each winning on the other's home court. Emmaus Parkland, your starting lineups after this timeout.
Thank you. Enjoy the game. Please remain standing as we honor America with the playing our national anthem.
As one might expect, a packed house here tonight at Emmaus High School. They are jammed in here, and we hope you appreciate and enjoy our live coverage tonight of this important Skyline Division matchup between Parkland and Emmaus, two programs that, Rich, on the surface seem to be at about the same spot, both losing great players in their program's history from a year ago, and now both trying to turn that page and build towards building a contender again this year.
That's a good point, Mike. They're both in that what we call developmental stage yet, where they're still trying to find what positions are best suited for each individual on the team and the substitution patterns. And as the season progresses, they'll stabilize that as we get a good look at Coach Stevens.
Andy Stevens, as a matter of fact, Andy Stevens left this place and on his way down Cedar Crest Boulevard probably waved to Steve Yoder who replaced him as the head coach here at Emmaus. Andy Stevens, 10th season, 183 and 69. That includes 4 years here where he went 74 and 35 in those 4 years. For Steve Yoder, his 10th season, 140 and 92. He served 5 years as an assistant at Parkland, as I mentioned before, coming down the road on Cedar Crest Boulevard. Guided this program to a 2012 Lehigh Valley Conference Championship. So here is a look at tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Trojans, quarterback, football guy turned basketball player Michael Roosh, Logan Rindock. Jared Kaharchek, 6-foot sophomore, gets the start, along with Jake Bartholomew and Ian Dashkevich, the 6'9 junior. For the Green Hornets, it'll be Josh Artis, Bryce Steele, Cameron Brooks, Devin Boyko, and Zach Sable. It has been a mixed bag in terms of the starters for Emmaus, as the Trojans win the tip. Couldn't handle the basketball and will turn it over. We are off and running.
The defense is going to be a key tonight for the success of either one of these teams in terms of their ability to take away the rhythm of the opposition.
Right inside they go to Sable. This fires on the first. It'll go to Parkland. Tonight's starting lineups were brought to you by Shafniski Electric. Residential or commercials, straight out, start out right with Shafniski. No matter how you pronounce it, it means quality. 24/7 service. Check us out at yourElectricianOnline.com. Trojans with their second possession. Bartholomew forced to pick up the dribble, leaves to Roosh.
Emmaus opens up, man-to-man.
Rindock spinning, denied. Beautiful effort by Bryce Steele, 6'5 junior, who's off to a terrific start this year. And his third block shot.
Very good defense there as he makes the spin move. He doesn't get committed. All ball on the deflection or the block.
Steele checking in at 6'5. This is fourth game, all starts. Roosh lines up a three and rattles it home.
It'll be so important tonight for the Trojans to get that collective offense, get other people involved besides Bartholomew and Rindock.
Roosh opened the year scoring 14 points against Freedom in the Jeff Daly Memorial, but had one field goal since then. That was against Hazleton on Sunday. He knocks down his second three of the year. Well, this is a game, as we mentioned, needs no introduction, and more often than not, it brings the best out of these student athletes at both schools. Rindock setting the offense. Roosh pops out top of the key. Bartholomew squares, fires. And they're going to get an over-the-top call. This one whistled on Dashkevich.
I don't know if that's the shot Andy Stevens wants Jake Bartholomew to take, Mike. The 1-2 pass, he's a scorer, but he's not in a position, falling away shooting the three ball is not the ideal position to take the shot.
Green Hornets set up, looking for their first points of the evening. Well, needless to say, when you graduate the explosiveness that they saw leave last year, the point production so far down for the Green Hornets, averaging 54 points a game so far this year. Last year they were up at 65 and a half. Of course, Matt and David Kakelreese had an awful lot to do with that.
Hornets start their offense inside out usually, and you'll see Zach gets a number of offensive rebounds during the course of the game. That time did a good job of securing it. Got fouled in the process of on the second chance opportunity. He'll go to the line to shoot two.
If that's on 44, that's Daskevich's second personal. And that will create a little bit of a dilemma for Andy Stevens and the Trojans. .68 junior, averaging 16.7 a game. Coaxes home the second free throw. That's an area where the big guy'd like to see some improvement. Just 8 for 19 on the year. He gets off to a good start from the line. You know, at 6'8", Rich, you're going to get to that free throw line, and it's something you want to try and take advantage of.
Absolutely.
Bartholomew's three.
A brush screen there. Bartholomew got a good look that time. Didn't get it to fall.
Ardish, a little run-in with teammate Cameron Brooks. All is well. Deal. Boy, what an improvement Bryce Deal made throughout the course of last year's season. Sable goes to the left hand. He has the first 4 of the game for his Green Hornets, and they have their first lead of the night.
Well, Steve Yoder's game plan tonight, Mike, certainly is go inside first, then outside for options off their offense. Nicely done, giving the big guy a chance to show his one-on-one moves in the post.
Yeah, I'm going to take it even a step further for you, Coach. His keys to the game when he texted it to me, pound the ball inside. He didn't want to just get it in there. He wants to pound it. And, of course, he's got this guy as well, Ardish, who is wide body also.
And very athletic, as you know.
Dashkevich remains in the game. There's nothing he can do there. Trojans are going to have to discuss that. 6 straight to start the game for Zach Sable. Timeout, Parkland.
Yeah, that's a twofold responsibility there. See, there's really no pressure on the guard, Mike, and as a result, it makes an easy entry pass. And as you mentioned before, Dashkevich has those 2 fouls, so he's got to play him on very loose. And as a result, the pass is made, and Sable, a veteran now, knows how to take you to the window one-on-one.
Wound up getting in 1 game as a freshman. They were planning on using him, had that broken leg. He played 1 game late, got in for a couple of minutes. Last year, 29 games, averaged 9.3 points per game. He was the 3rd leading scorer behind David and Matt Kackle-Reese. And this year, as you documented, and there is Matt. Bloomsburg, a freshman, brother David at
NJIT.
Thank you. I couldn't put all the letters together. I couldn't. I had a senior moment. Thanks for helping me. Contact the other way as the Trojans attack the basket. This one's going to be the first on Sable.
That's a good philosophy there, Mike, in terms of Andy Stevens not being content to shoot that 3 ball so quickly. Try to use that dribble drive penetration to get the big guy in foul trouble.
Correct myself. That foul was on Artis. Either way, you don't want foul trouble for either one. 6'6" senior Josh Artis coming off a 20-point effort in their win against Scranton Prep. Windock misfires on the free throw. And a tough break for the Green Hornets as Artis, when he fell to the deck, that rules it a travel. Windock thought about a 3, now relocating, lost his balance and turns it over.
Green Hornets are doing a nice job of keeping their body between the offensive player and the basket, causing for things like that to occur. Trying to turn the corner there, defense a step ahead of the offense, got him to commit the walk and the turnover.
You got a sense that this Green Hornet student body a little fired up. This is their first and only home game before the Christmas break. They're going to get Sable on a push-off. I don't know that that's where they want him handling the basketball. And
big guys really don't need to dribble the ball 15 feet from the basket. If anything, when he steps out for that catch, he's looking to reverse the ball or getting one of his guards coming off the screen for a nice shot. Tried to do a little too much there with the bounce.
Rindock setting the offense for the Trojans. Probing the baseline was Koharchik. Roosh, good ball fake. Near side Rindock, that rims out. Trojans off to a slow start after Roosh hit that 3. They have not been able to connect.
Emmaus doing a good job on the defensive end, holding the Trojans to 1 and done.
22 in for Parkland is Adam Klinger, 6'7" junior. Roosh the other way. Good hustle by Bartholomew.
Excellent hustle by Jake Bartholomew. It didn't give up on the play. As a result, the miss allows him for the follow-up to get his team within 1.
Mentioned that these two split a pair last year. Parkland won a game here on late in the year, 76-63. This is a place Emmaus has not lost a whole lot of basketball games over the 10-year tenure of Steve Yoder as their head coach. That was one of the Trojans' best efforts of the year, and they rode it into the district finals as Artis gets on the board. 12 points a game to go along with 5 rebounds. Josh Artis, I would think, Rich, would have to be a guy that would be a concern to every opposing coach. When number one wants to play for 4 quarters, he's a specimen.
He's very athletic, as you noted, Mike, and certainly, yes, I agree. At both ends of the court, offensively, he definitely can hurt you, and defensively has that kind of ability to shut you down. Trojans got to show a little bit more poise on offense. And when they run their offense, they get some good looks.
One and done, clearing the miss is Deal. 8-5, Green Hornets approaching the 2-minute mark of the opening quarter.
Let's see if they try to get the nice pass inside. There's an athletic move. Catching the ball off balance, 1 foot, and yet has the whereabouts to keep his control of his body and use the window to get 2 more for the Green Hornets.
Loss on the year by Emmaus was to Pocono Mountain West, 58-44. Artis held to 6 points. But again, coming off that 20-point effort, including a 3. Scranton Prep, by the way, state ranked among the top 10 in their classification.
Nice defense by Jared Kucharits. That was very good on the ball deep.
Possession awarded to the Green Hornets. They lead it 10-5. Devin Boyko thought about the interior. As I mentioned earlier, Adam Klinger at 6'7" now. And there he is matched up defensively against Sable, and Zach wins that battle as well.
Give Boyko all the credit on that sequence there, Mike. He was patient enough to allow the big guy, Zabel, to get good position for the dump down and then the one-on-one move off the post.
Well, they have the big horse inside, and they're riding him right now. He has 8 of their first 12. And a rebounding foul on the Trojans.
He's very active in the post on the offensive end, and as you just noted there, does a good job on the defensive end, holding the Trojans to 1 and done.
That personal foul on Klinger. Klinger has played in 4 previous games, has scored a total of 14 points. Artis pops out near side. Under a minute to go, opening quarter. Sable pops out. I don't think this is a work for a last shot. And it was not. Deal with a beautiful move, baseline to extend the advantage to 9.
Nice little hesitation that time by Deal along the baseline. Caught the defense napping a little bit, and as a result, rotation didn't occur. He got the good look for a basket.
Well, Deal at 13-3 a game, and he really has a scorer's mentality. 24 points, a team high 24 against Scranton Prep, including 20 in the big second half for the Green Hornets. Just 2 field goals in this opening quarter for the visiting Trojans.
Green Hornets have done a nice job in their man-to-man. They really have done a good job, Mike, on the ball as well as off-the-ball defense.
Bartholomew checking inside. And Parkland tentative and turns it over. That is their 3rd turnover this opening quarter.
And give credit to the defense there again. Just enough pressure to cause a miscue.
Well, Artis and Roosh right now are getting a little...
Good officiating there. Nip that in the bud before it gets out of hand.
A couple of football guys. Boys will be boys. We've played one. Emmaus out to a 14-5 advantage. Our look at the standings, early going, brought to you by Rentschler Chevrolet. They make it a little confusing, Rich. You have your within division, which determines your division winner, but then it's the overall conference to determine the pattern after that, and then, of course, your overall record. We're early going, but teams will be battling And jockeying for position, Allen, your defending champion. Pocono Mountain West winning a district title, as did the Bethlehem Catholic Golden Hawks. East Stroudsburg North also won a district crown. Knocked off Emmaus in the East Penn Conference tournament right here on this court after the Green Hornets had secured the #1 seed. And it was a big surprise early in that tournament. Klinger to the basket, had it altered by Sable.
If he's not blocking the shot, he's altering it. As Artis pulls up for the jump shot. Sable might pick up his second foul. I think he got him for a push-off.
Standings moments ago brought to you by Rentschler Dealerships. Drive away with a great deal. Rentschler Chevrolet, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, just minutes away in Slatington. Well, that's significant. Both big guys now are parked over on the bench.
See if Parkland can get some second, third chance opportunities on the offensive end.
Christian Hudson, 5'11" sophomore, has checked in. Nice defense. Bryce Deal.
They had a 6'5" junior. Good anticipation there for the deflection, and then the breakaway with the speed dribble. Good use of the left hand for the layup.
You know, Rich, I know over the years they talked about Matt and David Cackle-Reese, and this year Sable and Artis. Bryce Deal just goes about his business. I'm not so sure he's the most integral part of this Emmaus attack at this point. Here he is setting up offensively. Opened the year scoring 7 against Pocono Mountain West and now directing traffic.
He's averaging, as you mentioned, Mike, he's doing his fair share on the scoring end, 13 points a game.
Tried to work a little screen and roll, defended well by the Trojans. Devin Boyko is on the board.
That was a nice offensive sequence by the Green Hornets. Everybody got a touch, and as a result, they worked the ball in to Boyko to get a good look.
Boyko earlier this year held the high-scoring Aiden Elwood in check against Northampton. He's their defensive stopper. He's locked up on Bartholomew right now and doing a good job to limit his opportunities.
Right now, the Green Hornets are out rebounding the Trojans 11-2.
Brooks. Deal off the mark. He's 4 for 8 on three-point attempts. Hudson rims out. Klinger working the board. Had it blocked from behind. 34 is Corey Regal with a rejection.
Good timing by Regal. Got all ball.
Regal's first block of the year. They only have a handful of them on the season. Last year they averaged close to 5 block shots a game. This year it's just a little under 2. Artis offensive foul. Roosh taking the charge. As those two guys continue to have a little verbal match as well. And that's 2 on Artis, I believe it is. Sable and Artis both with 2 fouls. And Josh now will head to the bench in favor of number 15, Mark Swedberg.
The Green Hornets right now are on that 16-2 run. Not a very good sequence that time as Artis picked up the foul. A lot of people standing around. The motion offense got to continue to move with purpose.
Well, one of the areas the coaching staff at Emmaus feels they have some depth is that interior. Mark Swedberg's a 6'2 junior who they have not been able to get in a lot of games. It's an important 452 for the 6'2 junior. Whereas number 15, he has only played in 1 previous game so far.
With a full court press set now, man-to-man by the Trojans.
Well, Zach Stendel, 5'9 senior, is in. That's Hudson. Christian Hudson, part of a JV victory for the Trojans, won 59-47.
That's the team's 4th. His first. Clear out. Allow Brooks to bring it up. And then they'll get into the offensive set. Good cut.
Entry
Bad
pass.
Yeah.
Picked off. That's number 11, A.C. Kelly.
How about it?
They give it right back, and guess who? Deal lays it up and in.
That's the second time Deal got in the passing lane Good timing on his part, the deflection, and then the breakaway layup. Nicely done.
He has a half dozen. He just seems to be that guy, Rich, that is at the right spot at the right time. Bartholomew off the mark. Here comes Deal in a hurry.
Good move by
Draw
Deal.
foul against the Trojans.
Nobody truly challenged him on the speed dribble, so he continued to fake the pass to the cutter, go strong himself, body contact, got the foul. That's just good anticipation on his part. Second steal of the game.
He's one of those guys, you can see that length. He's 6'5", and one of those guys that looks and plays bigger than that. Misses the first of a two-shot foul. That's a rare miss for him. 16 for 19 on the year, 84% and change. Missed the pair, offensive rebound right there for it was Swedberg. So his first points of the year.
Well, they're just doing it on both ends now. Out hustling the Trojans on that last play.
Yeah, Trojans do not have a point in the second quarter. Have 2 field goals, a 3 and a 2. They both came in the first quarter.
There's no block out as a result. Good effort on his part to get the offensive putback. Well, the offense has truly gone south for the Trojans as Kucharek shoots the air ball.
Harchik has played some varsity minutes. Had a point against Hazleton. He had a half dozen a game we televised against Becca. Made 1 of 2 free throws. 5 for 10 from the line. Another area, well, Parkland only at 61% as a team from the free throw line.
Nice use of the pass to break the press. Trojans show you a 1-2-2. Emmaus did a good job using the pass to break it.
Emmaus has outscored Parkland 16-2 in the paint. Hudson, the personal foul, it's number 2 on him. Three and change to go opening half. Boyko nearly taken away. Good overplay there by Kelly. Turnover, Green Hornets.
A little out of sync the last 2 offensive sets now by the Green Hornets, giving the opportunity now for the Trojans to try to get in some offensive rhythm here.
8 turnovers so far committed by Emmaus. Harchik couldn't finish, did a good job to get to the basket.
Came up a little short to Harchik with the layup, and as a result, couldn't knock it down. See if they can get something off of this possession.
Rindock, good use of the jump stop. Boy, what an important, a little less than 3 minutes. As the Trojans finally getting some success here in the second quarter. And timeout charge to Emmaus. 22-8, 2:57 to go here till half.
Yeah, when you only score 3 points with 2:57 left, you've got a problem with your offense. And the problem is the defense that Emmaus is putting on the Trojans, doing a good job, as I said earlier. They're much improved on the ball defense, and they're helping recovery and rebounding. They're holding the Trojans at most times to just 1 opportunity, and that's it. They're not allowing second or third chances on the offensive end.
Well, both programs graduating their all-time leading scorer, Sam Iorio over at Parkland, over 1,800 in his career, and David Kakelrees over 1,900 in his career here at Emmaus. Trojans on the season are averaging 59.5 points a game. Last year they were up to 66.3. Mentioned earlier how this guy right here does a little of everything. 6 points, 5 boards, 2 steals, and a block shot in this opening half.
seem a little tentative without the big guy.
Off-balance shot by Boyko. And now we'll compound it by committing a little contact out at midcourt. A little frustration there for 44.
Looks like we're going to see both Artis and Sable back into the lineup for the Green Hornets in the closing 2:19.
Leading 22-8.
Coach Yoder putting the trust in them that they won't foul and pick up that third before the half.
Bartholomew knocks down the first. Chris Smith, he's started a couple of games. Coach Yoder, in essence, really has 7 starters. Cole Ferguson has started some games. I mentioned Smith as well. Has some interchangeable parts that a lot of programs are still looking to try and develop.
Let's see how, miscue there. See if they can take advantage of it.
Rindock. Contact, Rindock will work his way to the free throw line.
And Brooks tried to get into that legal guarding position, but a tad late.
First on Brooks, team's 8th. Logan, the 6'2" junior, leads the team in rebounds, among the team leaders in assists, and is the team's leader, scoring 15.2 points a game. 18 against Freedom to start the year. He's been in double figures in every game. 18, 13, 14, and a team high 17 against Hazleton on Sunday. They participated in that Jamboree Classic at Whitehall High School, fundraiser for Parkinson's disease, the Michael J. Fox Foundation. Sable. Kelly got a piece of it and hit the back support. It'll stay with Emmaus. Peterson, Rob Bosek, John Hyman's working tonight's game.
See if they try to go back inside to Sable as they swing the ball. If they show patience when they reverse the basketball, as Theo tries to make a nice move into the paint and gets fouled in the process, or no, held ball. So I'll go to the Trojans.
I believe it was last touched by Emmaus.
I stand corrected, thank you. Chance again for the Trojans to cut into this 12-point spread. Get a little momentum going before the half is over.
Kaharchik.
That's kind of foolish. Sable at 6'8", clears the board, obviously has control of the basketball. Why are we reaching and getting in there and giving them an opportunity to extend the lead? Coach Stevens is going to correct all of this at halftime, I'm sure.
Sable made 3 of 8 free throws against Pocono Mountain West. 3 of 7 against Scranton Prep on Sunday. 15 points in each of those 2 games.
Good substitution to get Artis out of there, and 1:13 left in the half, so it doesn't pick up the foul. Wouldn't surprise me if after Sable makes this, they'll make a substitution to get him on the bench.
Swedberg reporting in. And Sable a little dialed in from the free throw line. Now will retreat to the bench.
Yeah, it's 4 for 4 this evening.
Corey Regal in, minute 13. Green Hornets by 14 points. Kaharchik. Turnover Parkland, their 7th.
That's that pressure on the ball. They've done a very nice job of defending, not allowing this dribble drive sequence, which they like to run, Parkland, not allowing it to happen.
And for offensive purposes, Artis and Sable are back in for Emmaus.
Chance to get 2 more on the board, if not more. They're going to double.
Brooks lost the handle on it.
And his teammates obviously weren't aware of the double coming, and that's something, again, coach will have to deal with as far as when you bring the ball over, you have to read the defense. As Brooks took the dribble to the right-hand side, double team occurred. Nobody came over in those 3 areas to help him on the release.
Dashkevich back out of the game as Roosh reports in for offensive purposes for the Trojans. Rindock, Bartholomew, they have made life tough on him tonight. Kelly with some good hustle. Ball just won't fall in the well for the Trojans. Blocked defensively by Kelly, that against Swedberg. And a timeout. Charge to Emmaus.
And the second timeout called by the Hornets.
Green Hornets, of course, last year, mentioned were the #1 seed in the East Penn Conference tournament, got knocked out in the opening round, upset by East Stroudsburg North. Regrouped to make a run into the District 11 tournament, wound up in the semifinals, wound up the 4th seed out of the district, but at the end of the day, they were the last team standing, won 2 games, a program best 2 times in the state tournament, beat Cheltenham 68-67, beat Harrisburg 64-61. We saw Matt Kacklereese a little while ago. He went over the 1,000 point mark in that game and had Carlisle on the ropes and let him get away before falling in 2 overtimes, 78-74. It certainly was an end of an era in Emmaus High School's historic basketball program.
They'll work this down to about 10 seconds and try to go inside, I'm sure, as a first option, and then react accordingly what the defense does. And they should go right now. He's open.
They get it to Sable. There's Deal. First half comes to a close. Emmaus with a 14-point advantage. Point advantage as we welcome you back to the Hornets Nest here at Emmaus High School. Green Hornets with a 14-point advantage. Rich, they wanted to get the ball inside, and they did it successfully throughout most of the first half.
Yeah, their offense started inside out, and the defense added to it by the deflections and the steals. So Emmaus is off to a good start on both ends of the court.
What kind of problems is Bryce Deal creating for Parkland right now?
Well, I think both Bryce Deal and Zach Zabel are on the same page as far as the offense goes. Zach is doing a good job in the interior part of the game, and Bryce Zabel is doing it on the defensive end. Mike, good job of not only on the offensive end, but on the defensive end. Here you see his ability to use the dribble to get to the basket. Then you're going to see his anticipation on defense. Does a nice job of the deflection and then the nice layup with the left hand. Another deflection here of the speed dribble out in traffic. So has a good head in terms of understanding how to jump the lane on the defensive end, and offensively doesn't hurt you by making bad decisions.
Well, we're around that holiday time of the season. We know about stocking stuffers. He's a stat stuffer. 6 points, 7 boards, 2 steals and a block. He gives coach a little bit of everything.
Absolutely, and I think that overall play on the defense and the offensive end, the Green Hornets have to feel very good about what they're doing here tonight. Parkland, on the other hand, they've got a few corrections to make.
Yep. Well, just offensively, 10 points and a half, not going to cut it.
1, they have to take better shots. 2, they've got to get into any kind of offensive rhythm, and they're not doing that. And 3, they've got to rebound the ball on both ends of the court. If they can clean up those areas, they're still not out of it.
Green Hornets by 14. Back with more on to our third quarter after this timeout. Green Hornets by 14. Both teams have made their way out onto the court. Let's take a look at what happened in this opening half and our highlights, as always, brought to you by Rothrock Dealerships.
Take a look at the Trojans to start off. Got a good look. Michael Roos showing you he has the ability to knock down the three ball. He got him off to a good start there, but offense was limited, as we're going to see transition here. Rindock will take the ball up the court and put a nice little fake and a nice use of the jump stop. Gets a nice kiss off the window for two. But that's about the limit in that first quarter. Only scored 5 points in each quarter. Zach Zabel showing you in the offseason, spent some time in the low post there. Good use of the left hand. Entry pass now. Uses his size and strength there to create a one-on-one move. Artist now showing you how to pick up a little contact on the way up, pick up a nice little layup by his move, and then Artist again showing you his athleticism with the catch and finish off of the pass inside. Nicely done.
Halftime highlights sponsored by Rothrock, family owned for over 57 years. Rothrock, where the cars are. Our halftime statistics, just 3 field goals in 20 attempts, and 1 of 8 from beyond the arc. That's going to be a tough night for the Trojans. 0 for 5 on threes from Emmaus, but when they go inside, they had great success. 10 for 22. A lot of turnovers for Emmaus. Yeah. Trojans have not been able to cash them in, and the points in the paint, the big marker in that first half. Roosh, Rindock, and Bartholomew with 3 each. Koharchik with a free throw. Sable with 10 in a very low-scoring game. Deal a half dozen. Artists, Wendberg and Buiko also contributing. Pretty important start to this third quarter if the Trojans are going to make a run at this one.
First 5 minutes are so important for the Trojans, as well as Emmaus. Emmaus wants to keep the intensity up on the defensive end, and obviously
went to an alley-oop. They were looking for that earlier in the first half and misfired on it. Well, they've done a good job to harass Bartholomew. And here's the guy responsible for that the other way, Buiko. Green Hornets could not turn it into points.
Buiko does all the little things for this team, especially on the defensive end. Good hustle out of him in terms of his ability to anticipate and create chaos at times on that defensive end. Nicely done.
Andy Stevens trying to shake the deck up a little bit. He started Christian Hudson along with A.C. Kelly in this second half, along with Roosh, Rindock, and Bartholomew. Starting 5 back out there for Emmaus. Artist, Deal, Brooks, Buiko, and Sable.
Let's see if Kelly can do a better job of denying Sable the entry pass. If they're going to do that, though, they're going to have to put pressure on the guard. You can't let the guard out in the perimeter. Take a good look inside. They're playing Buiko soft.
Deals 3 off the mark. Rebound dug out in the near corner by Hudson. Rindock to the basket. Andy Stevens not happy with a non-call there. His team will maintain possession of the basketball. Rindock off the inbounds, gets a bump foul here. And Logan will work his way to the free throw line, where he has made 15 of 25 on the year, a little under 63%.
Let's see if the Trojans, Mike, after the made free throws, if he makes both of them, let's see if they go into a press to try and again rattle the Green Hornets and get some easy baskets off a live turnover.
Rindock made just 2 of 9 against Notre Dame Green Pond, the Jeff Daly championship game, but Sunday he was great against Hazleton. Team high 17 points, including 9 of 12 from the free throw line. There's Roosh sneaking in there, nice following shot. His own miss. Oh, a 3-point play the hard way.
Good effort by Roosh to stay with it.
Roosh, quarterback of the District 11 championship football team, and East Penn Conference winners as well. Historically, football guys take a little time, Rich.
Yes, they do.
They're going to get a whistle off the ball, and this is against Emmaus.
I think it's against Artist.
You are correct, and that is number 3 on Artist.
Opportunity now for the Trojans to cut into this double-digit lead, see if they get down to a single digit. Boyko's doing a very good job on Bartholomew, making him really work to get any touches with the basketball.
Well, mentioned earlier that he had limited Aiden Elwood of Northampton. That ball bounced. Emmaus claiming that that may have hit the back support there. The officials seeing it the other way, and a bucket counted.
Yeah, Bob Busick was right on top of that one and made the decision, let you know that it didn't touch the top of the banking board, so it counted.
That one truly classifies as a happy hop. Trojans trying to extend the defense and get a little too aggressive. That's going to be 3 on Hudson. Yeah, let's
take
see
a
if
look
this
at this.
draws any shot. I think it did hit the back support. I thought it hit that black part back there.
I concur with you. I think may have missed one there, but they're not perfect, and neither are we. Let's see if now the Green Hornets will start their offense inside rather than the perimeter. They did a good job the first half of exploiting their size inside with Sabo.
Patient offense. Sable, they want to get him down on the box, and they'll invert it right now.
And ball reversal is when you can really get a good look as Boyko takes a jumper from 15.
That was really good defense by Logan Rindock. He laid off the perimeter to deny that entry pass, as you talked about. Boy, the ball is just not falling for Parkland.
That was an excellent offensive move on that end.
Beautiful little crossover, but unable to convert was Cameron Brooks. Here come the Trojans in a hurry now. Hudson. If this is on Hudson, it's number 4.
Give Zach Zabel a lot of credit. Going up and down the court, working hard on both the offensive and defensive boards. That time there was an over-the-top foul.
It was on Kelly, his first. Team's third. Emmaus has committed a pair. Deal freeing for an open look, and neither team right now could buy a bucket. You would need to dial up Santa Claus to get a hoop here. There's a takeaway. Guess who? Bryce Steele, and he'll cash it in the other way. He's that guy, Rich. Just seems to be that steadying force.
Nice job. That's his third theft. Live ball turnover. He converted into points.
Roosh buries a 3.
Roosh gave it the good look this time. His second triple of the game.
Third on the season. 6'4" senior.
Gets his team within 8. One observation, Mike, in terms of Emmaus. Ball didn't really get into the paint much in the first 4 minutes of this quarter. As a result, Trojans have taken advantage of it. There you get a good look at Roosh knocking down the 3 ball.
Roosh very capable. 26 of them a year ago when he averaged a little over 6 points a game. District 11 runners-up last year for Parkland. This quarter brought to you by Kleckler & Sons Appliances. Service is our most important product. Check us out at klecklerandsons.com.
The last sequence there, we got a chance again to see Bryce Steele, the junior, anticipate, gets the theft, the steal, and finishes strong. Only 8 points now separate these two teams. Little 1-2-2 press.
Sable showing that good, strong hands to avoid a turnover.
Brought it down when it said stay above his shoulders every time. Keep it above your shoulders. Don't let the guards come into play.
Get a double team on him quickly. Roosh, a good job to force him a little deeper than he would have liked.
Guess who? Got his hand on that. Bryce again anticipating. Does a nice job for coach on the defensive end.
Now, safe to say, this game going a little differently for Parkland than that 76-63 win a year ago. They had some players really step up. That really propelled them into a successful postseason. Just 4 third-quarter points for Emmaus. Rindock for 3. That would have been a big bucket. Good use of the bounce here. And here comes Steele.
kind of took his eye off the basket as he crossed the ball over. I like the move he made in the open court with the speed dribble. Mike did a good job there. There's a good, he sees, there's a crossover, nicely done there. He kind of looks down rather than looking up and keeping your eye on the basket, because he has that length that he could stretch out and prevent the defense from deflecting the layup.
Wound up playing in 20 games a year ago, hit a couple of threes, made 9 of his 12 free throws, total of 33 points. He'll score a lot more than that this year. 13.3 points per game for the now junior.
Nicely done. A buddy gets it back up to a 10 double-digit lead, 10 points.
Steve Yoder, government economics, American history teacher here at Emmaus High School.
And again.
And it is Deal. That's his 4th steal of the game. Ring him up the other way. Bryce Deal having his way in this 3rd quarter.
Well, he's 4 for 4. 4 thefts, 4 baskets. Nicely done. That time, put his eyes up on the window. You'll see his eyes go up. Nice job here. He's dribbling under control. Now he looks up, and then he has that soft touch on the scoop. Catches the window, gets 2, puts his team up 12.
And here's a young man who knows what to do at the free throw line. Completes the 3-point play and extends the lead to 31-18.
He's been the difference defensively for the Emmaus Green Hornets. That man-to-man has been tough, but he's been instrumental in creating chaos on that end of the court.
Trojans were within arm's length and now down 13 again. Trying to post up Roosh. He's not quite deep enough, and they pass on it. Roosh now pops out. Kelly, baseliner. Trojans starting to get a little better percentage shot, and as a result, few more are finding the bottom of the well.
Now, that was a nice set offensively. That's what they have to do. Get into a nice rhythm on the offensive end. Plenty of time left in this game.
Only home game prior to Christmas for the Green Hornets.
Great cut. Just a great cut.
Green Hornets have restored some order. Deal on the finishing end.
He's doing it on both ends now for Coach Yoder.
Rindock. Smart to attack Sable, who did a good job of staying vertical on the play. Possession will stay with the Trojans.
Good movement by Bryce without the basketball. Got an easy 2.
I think one of the things, as Roosh buries a big 3 to get it back to 10, one of the glaring stats for both teams is the production of assists down. Emmaus last year averaged 17.5 assists a game. This year it's 8.3.
Nice.
They're going to get another one. No, they're not. Didn't get the finish on it.
A little too hard off of the window by Sweatberg.
Rindock.
Oh, a lot of contact.
Yeah, I'll say this for both teams. They're working hard.
Yes.
I'll quote both coaches. Both felt this is a pretty important game. Just one more league game to play. That'll be this Friday before the holiday break. Trojans will play at Whitehall. Emmaus will be at Central Catholic. It's been a tough start to the year for Steve Yoder's guys. They've lost to Pocono Mountain West, a much improved Northampton team, state-ranked Scranton Prep, Parkland here tonight, Central Catholic on Friday. Rindock coaxes home the second free throw. They have it to within 8 again. Deal, high arcing 3, rims out. Good box out by Roosh. Bartholomew controls the rebound. Jake. Feet got tangled up. The artist did a good job to just secure the basketball there.
Not a good decision that time by Bryce to go to the alley-oop. There were too many bodies in front of Artis, but he made a good decision to catch it and get it under control. So they'll maintain possession.
Kelly, the personal foul. That's 3 on AC.
6 on the team as he retreats now to Andy Stevens' bench.
And they bring back Adam Klinger at 6'7", the junior. Take on Zach Zabo in the post.
I don't believe we have seen Ian Dashkevich in this third quarter. Under a minute to go. Deal, triple team, then comes up a little short.
Not a good move offensively.
Boy, a bucket here goes a long way for Parkland.
Show some patience here.
Rindock. Under a half minute to go. Kaharchik's back in there, attacking the basket, and a good job of doing just that. Stops the clock, 22 seconds. And Kaharchik back to the free throw line, 5 of 10 on the season coming in.
And that's a good move by Kaharchik. Taking the ball to the glass to draw the foul. Clock's not running now. You got a chance to get there and shoot 2. And it also gives them a chance to get into their pressure set if they desired.
Well, he's a 6-foot sophomore. Coach Stevens feels he brings a little bit of a steadying force to him. He's struggling from the free throw line. As the Trojans miss an opportunity to cut into an 8-point deficit. Hudson pokes it free. Artis able to retrieve it. Trojans stay with it. That is just some beautiful hustle right there, folks. Hooping some harm for Logan Rindock at the offensive end.
Yeah, credit the Trojans. They're just out-hustled them in that sequence there. Rindock did a great job of getting up court. You'll see the theft occur there by the deflection by Hudson. And then a nice job of taking the hit, staying with it, gets the 2 plus an opportunity to complete the 3-point play.
Well, this has been a unique kind of a comeback for Parkland. It has not been pretty. As a matter of fact, it's been crude.
Missing a number of foul points, too.
Now going to get a foul on the rebound on Roosh, and that's a mental mistake. That's going to put Swedberg, I believe, to the line for a 1-and-1. Second on Roosh, team 7. Swedberg's first trip to the free throw line. Mentioned they've been trying to get him in just 1 game on the year. He appeared in just 1 game last year. 6'2" junior. Appeared in a game against Pocono Mountain West because of foul trouble. He's getting some time here tonight and taking advantage of it.
And gets both of them.
That's 4 points for him on the night. And Rindock's going to take advantage of the Green Hornets not getting back defensively. It is now a 6-point Green Hornet advantage. We've played 3, 35-29. Well, Parkland scored just 10 points in the first half. They put up 19 in the third. Emmaus countering with 11, but it is still a ball game. And this last play really has drawn the ire of head coach Steve Yoder, and justifiable, Rich. This is really too easy with 5 seconds to go in the quarter.
Sideline break, and everybody's walking or jogging back, and all 5 gentlemen should be sprinting to the paint in transition defense.
Steve Yoder, Eric Farkas, Rafael Perez. Yeah, one of those 2 teams is going to walk out of this gym with a little momentum heading into Friday night. That's what they were both looking for. Rindock mugged out the top of the key. Deal applying the pressure, picks up the foul. That's 3 on him. He has to have 5 steals in this game to this point. Make it 4. Nearly working on number 5, but close to committing a foul. There's Kaharchik. Young sophomore is coming of age a little bit. Continues to stay after it. 3 points for him.
Good decision by Kaharchik to take it to the basket.
Trojans are to win it in 4.
Let's see if they go inside now on the offensive end here for the Green Hornets.
Brooks thought about a three. Junior matched up against Jared Koharchik. And there is Koharchik. Good anticipation and streaking out in front of the pack. Nice sequence for the 5'11" sophomore. Making a 6-foot sophomore, and the Trojans are to within 2, 35-33.
The Trojans have adjusted now to the Emmaus offensive set in the half court, Mike. They're anticipating that screen down to pop out by Zach Sable, and then the guard coming up, and they're tying that, keeping it to one side, tying them up, keeping it to one side of the court, and getting some defensive opportunities for some thefts.
Harold Fairclough, the head football coach here. He's got some guys out there running around. Had a great year, won a conference title in his very first year a season ago. Didn't quite go the way this year that they had scripted it. A lot of moving parts to that football season. Just never kind of fell in place for them. Basketball team with a 2-point edge here. Prior to the game, athletic director Dennis Ramella mentioned some folks who have passed away affecting the Emmaus community. Nancy Greller, grandmother of Keith Greller. Dr. Herman Corradetti, fine principal here at Emmaus, was a school board member at Parkland. Ron Wessner, a teacher, an avid fan. Marilyn Kakarese, grandmother to the Kakarese twins from a season ago. Our most heartfelt condolences go out to all those families. A long time Emmaus supporters. Back to work we go, Sable. Green Hornets have been a little bit off balance since not being able to do this right here. Now that's what Steve Yoder wanted to do. They got away from that, pounding it inside. And they go right back to it after the timeout.
Again, good ball movement. You reverse the basketball. That gives the big guy a chance to pin and seal as the ball is moving away. That time, good recognition on their part to give Zach a chance to square up, or post up, I should say. But he misses the opportunity to score from the stripe.
He's having a good night from the line. I believe that's his first miss. 4 for 5. Koharchik, Rindock, Kelly, Roosh, and Bartholomew. And a very big lineup on the court right now for Parkland. Koharchik attacking once again. He's getting dialed in right now. I'll tell you, give this young man some credit. They got on him for missing everything on a free throw earlier in this game. He's responding right now for the Trojans.
I think that earlier in the quarter, he made a couple of nice offensive moves, got his confidence back, and now you see, without hesitation, willing to take the defender to the rim. Missed the opportunity to make it a three-point play.
That's always a neat part to watch. A young man battle through some adversity throughout the course of the game. Playing at a high level right now. Lead at 2 once again.
They really play off of Boyko because he's not going to shoot the jump shot, and they take away his drive. They're really concentrating on, it's 4-on-5 right now. The Trojans made that adjustment as a result of what they observed in the first half offensively by the Green Hornets.
Foul on Koharchik, and that is his 4th. So Andy Stevens pulls him for a moment. He can't afford to let him on the bench too much longer right now. Christian Hudson checks in for him.
Brooks gets a shooter's roll or a bounce. See if he can give it a buddy, and he does.
Also a member of the football team, backup quarterback. 10 points to start the year against Pocono Mountain West, made 2 of 4 free throws. Back to a 4-point advantage. Trojans had a 3-0 lead in this game on the strength of Michael Roosh's 3-point field goal, but that has been it. Hudson checks off. Bartholomew's been held in check until then.
That's exactly right. I was going to say he has not been able to get a clean look. That time he got a good look. Nothing but net.
That's a half dozen, and Parkland's to within 1. Green Hornets enjoyed as much as a 13-point edge. Deal couldn't convert. Kelly, and now the Trojans with an opportunity to take their first lead since 3-0. Rindock to the rim. Rebound cleared by Parkland. Or by Emmaus, excuse me, but they'll lose it in transition. Numbers for Parkland the other way. Rindock rejected by Sable. Well, it's not the prettiest at times, but it has been entertaining. Timeout. Emmaus, 4:56 to go.
Can't fault the effort by the Trojans or the Hornets in trying to regroup here. There you get a good look at a pop out. That time we're looking at Roosh again getting the 3 ball to fall. A loose ball here, a good hustle by Hudson to get a deflection, and then we see Rindock there with the finish, Mike. So a lot of hustle the second half by the Trojans, and a lack of hustle sometimes by Emmaus, as we saw that basket being made, and then Kuharchuk did a good job there with the drive in both situations, and then gets a good look for the 3-point for the first time. We got Jake Bartholomew getting involved in the offense from beyond the arc.
39-38. Parkland will have just one game between Christmas and New Year's. It'll be in the Berks Catholic Holiday Tournament. One game Wednesday the 27th against Carlisle. Same team that eliminated Emmaus from the state tournament a year ago. They'll return to action against Northampton on January 3rd. For Emmaus, they'll be playing in the Allen Holiday Tournament, so right down the road at West Allentown. They'll play Springfield Delco, while Allen will take on GAR. Service Electric Cables helping to sponsor that Allentown School District Holiday Tournament for the last couple of years, and Bartholomew missed the people.
Yeah, everything but the basket. Trojans a little bit more aggressive on both the offense and defensive end. That's how they work themselves back into this game. Boyko, though, for the first time, saw an alley, used the power speed dribble to get there and the finish.
He has 4 points, defensive specialist averaging 2.7 a game.
Yeah, he's been doing a nice job on Bartholomew.
Michael Roosh for 3 in the tie.
Now that's his 4th triple. He's dialed in now from the perimeter.
Roosh matching his season high that he scored against Freedom in a 71-62 win to start the year. He has 14.
Now we're tied. It's now let's see who gives in first. We're talking about mental and physical ability to maintain your composure.
Bartholomew knocked it free. Possession will stay with the Green Hornets.
We'll get a good look at Michael Roosh there, dialing in from the perimeter. Really did a good job of spotting up and knocking down the 3 ball to tie the basketball game.
Green Hornets' largest lead was at 15. That was at 20-5. There's a block by Kelly. Sable, a good job to hang in there with it.
There's that physical strength and improvement where the ball was blocked, but he stayed with it. Got 2 to give his team a 2-point lead. Every possession now so valuable for these clubs that have struggled at times on the offensive end.
Hold. Whistled on Boyko. Well, it certainly didn't look like we were going to get to this point of this game when we were at 20-5 back in that first half.
I think Trojans are going to give them credit. They really have taken the Green Hornets, Mike, out of their offensive sets as far as getting the ball inside. We just saw Zabel score on that last sequence, but for the better part of the second half, they've done an excellent job of taking that offense, low post offense, away from the Green Hornets.
Bartholomew's been a great free throw shooter throughout his career. 75% on 6 of 8 coming in this year. Last year was a 84% made all but 6 with 38 free throws. We're tied at 43.
Got to bring the big guy into it. They're taking the ball away sometimes before he can get to a low post position.
Rindock's cheating inside. He's not even guarding Boyko at this moment. Deal forced to check off. They have the one-on-one that they want. Kelly got a piece of it, and again, Sable's able to hang in there with it. Double team came late and on the wrong side.
Nice job of Zabo keeping the ball above his shoulders and just like throwing it off the glass for a second chance opportunity.
That's a double-double now for Zach Sable, averaging 16-7 a game and 12.3 rebounds per contest. And if Emmaus is going to be consistent and a winner this year, those numbers will have to continue.
We're getting back to what got them that big lead, and that's the offense starting from the inside out.
Boyko picks up the foul. That's number 4 on him now, and Bartholomew is back to the free throw line. It's a hard-earned 8 points.
Yeah, Boyko has done a fairly good job of limiting his touches throughout the course of this game, but give Jake a lot of credit. Kept moving, kept playing hard, got a good look for 1-3 ball, and has cashed in at the stripe.
2:26 to go. Trojans are 2-2. They've lost 2 in a row after winning their first 2 to start the season. Knotted at 45 once again. Bartholomew is not the guy you want to put to the line if you're Emmaus.
Every possession now. Let's see how the Green Hornets now handle it.
Bartholomew, the defensive assignment now on Deal. Boyko, a big bucket moments ago. Artis has been a little quiet, lost a handle on it. Green Hornets will get it back. Barely. As touched by Logan Rindock. Well, we saw the Trojans get beat by Becca 72-52, and it's a different team here tonight in terms of their energy level and their fight for 4 quarters, and that's that reason, Rich, they're back in this game.
Oh, absolutely. The second half, they really have stepped it up.
3-pointer on the way by Brooks, and an over-the-top call on Sable. That's going to be number 3 on him, but more importantly, free throws at the other end, and an opportunity to take the lead for Parkland. Mention that win that Emmaus had last year at Parkland, 56-51. That snapped a series 9-game losing streak to their rivals. Kelly has only been to the free throw line twice all year. He's converted both. That was against Becca.
Important to get a good block out now so you don't have every second chance opportunity if you missed. He missed both of them.
And Sable got that good block out that you talked about. Deal forced to check off.
And nothing but inside. Not a good decision to throw it inside in traffic.
And Andy Stevens calls for and gets a timeout. 1:31 to go here, all even at 45 apiece. Well, you talked about Zach Sable in our open. 6'8" junior. He's delivered here tonight, Rich.
Yes, he has. Nice little move with the left hand there. With a little spin move. You get to see him again posting up inside, takes the baseline. That's strength now. Now he uses his body to create some space. Nice cut to the basket, and again, using his size and strength to finish in traffic. Nicely done. Working hard on the second and third opportunity, that time on the second opportunity. Nice pin down here, and then good working off the glass as far as second effort. Did a nice job of calling for the basketball. They're going to need him this in the last minute and 31 seconds if they want to win this game.
Talked about Sable last year with the leg injury as a freshman. He's a good athlete. He was a football guy at one time, yes, and has decided, and you know, when you're 6'8", I think I have to kind of agree with it. He uses his body well. Dad played for the Green Hornets, was part of the 1986 District 11 championship, the only one in program history. You know, before it's all over for him now in his junior year, he'd like to add another.
Now let's see what the coaches came up with, both offensively and defensively, as we wind down with 1:25 left in the fourth. High score. There's Bryce.
Just ran out of room, claiming he was pushed. Didn't get the call.
Well, does a great job of anticipating.
Parkland now 10 for 21 from the line. Emmaus 11 for 14. Green Hornets have not hit a three-point field goal, 0 for 9, while Parkland is 5 for 14. Rindock probing the baseline. Trojans have the lead, 47-45.
You would think by now that the Green Hornets, Mike, would know that Rindock is excellent with the bounce, getting to the glass and finishing to try and take that away from him. Give him credit, though.
12 for Rindock, averaging 15-2 a game, but a quick answer the other way by Artis. He's been quiet, 47-47, under a minute to go.
Andy Stevens is going to allow them to play.
Rindock turns the corner, off balance. And a foul on the Green Hornets. Brooks second.
Brooks trying to get there. Try to get there to draw the foul because Logan Rindock is very good off the bounce, getting to the basket. He can create offense off of the dribble. That time, defense didn't get there in time in a legal guarding position. He'll get a chance to shoot two.
Logan's brother Nick, big part of a great run for this Parkland program. Logan 15 for 25 from the line, 62.5% coming in. 1 of 2 for a 1-point advantage.
Man-to-man pressure now.
Well, I don't know about you,
Ferguson
Rich.
back into the game.
I love number 50 on this possession. How about it, huh?
Has to get the touch.
And they're trying to maneuver him down there, and they had him.
But not to force it.
Rindock's been cheating in that area, off-balance runner. Kelly on the box out, couldn't control it. It'll stay with Emmaus. 17.3 to play.
Let's see what out of bounds plays Emmaus has for the big guy.
Artis as they get it inbounds.
More than enough time. 10 seconds now.
Brooks tried to force it to Sable, and he lost the handle on it. Not a good angle. And the Green Hornets turn it over with 5.1 to play.
Did not have, wasn't ready for that. It was, again, not the best decision to make. He tried to get it to the big guy, and unfortunately, Zabel was not able to get a handle on it. So, key turnover here with 5.1 seconds left, and Parkland up 1. And there we get a good look at athletic director Dennis Rumella.
Another sellout here tonight. He's used to it.
I love his Christmas tie.
Educator for over 40 years, athletic director for what, 32? Real credit to the profession, I tell you.
You get a good look there now at Logan Rindock, the 6'2" junior, showing you his offensive skills. Has great control there in terms of taking a strong hit. Loves to put the ball on the deck and will take you off the bounce if you give him a little bit of daylight. Does a good job of creating space with hesitation and crossover moves. There's a good use of the left hand. Very talented individual. And if you can't keep your body in front of him, he's going to make you pay going to the window.
And that's just the way his big brother Nick taught him how to do it, huh?
Yes. Now they're going to have Emmaus now go full court. They're going to give a foul right away. Try to get the theft on the inbounds. If not, give a foul right away.
And they do a great job of getting the ball into the hands of Bartholomew with 3.8.
There you might have wanted to double team him and let someone else go to the line. As you mentioned, Mike, Jake Bartholomew is steady when it comes to shooting fouls.
Trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. Losses in Hazleton.
3.8 seconds left. It'll only be a 1-possession game whether he makes both of them.
Trojans have left some on the line. That's 11 for 22 now. Mentioned earlier, both teams could use some improvement in that category, but not this guy. He's been dialed in his whole career. 84 last, made 2 of 2 as a sophomore. And 2 big free throws. The best the Green Hornets can do now is find a 3-point field goal to try and send this thing into overtime.
Good
Amazing.
timeout.
Green Hornets led by 14 at intermission.
Oh, it's a different ball game. First half, all Green Hornets in terms of their defense and their offense. Second half, got to give credit to the Trojans. Came out being down 24-10 at halftime, made a good comeback to get it within 6 by the end of 3, tie it up with about a minute to go, and now enjoy a 3-point lead with 3.8 seconds left.
56th meeting all time. Parkland with a 34-21 advantage. Split last year, as I mentioned. Emmaus won over at Parkland in this December matchup, 56-51. Trojans rebounded to come back and win, and earlier this year it would have been 76-63. That was one of their best games of the season, and Andy Stevens even looked towards it. He said, yeah, that kind of really got us going in the right direction at that point. And didn't make a run in an East Penn Conference title, bowing out in the semifinals, but did make the district finals and qualified for the state tournament again as well.
All right, Parkland right now just wants to keep everything in front of them. Don't let the ball go behind you. Let them catch it in front of you, not facing the basket.
Deal. He's going to get a look at the tie. The Trojans come from 14 down at half and knock off Emmaus. A rare victory for the visitors here. 50-47. Hard-earned anytime you can win on the road in the Skyline Division, and the Trojans overcome as big as a 15-point deficit. It was 14 at intermission to win by 3. Welcome back to our post-game show. Rich, what changed after intermission in this game?
On the defensive end, Parkland did a much better job of keeping the bigs out of the paint area, especially Zabel, not giving him a lot of touches. And on the offensive end, they settled in. They started to really work in rhythm on the offensive end, getting more people involved, and I thought Rindock had a real good second half.
Yeah, you don't win a lot of games scoring, 10 points at intermission, but the Trojans hung in there, and really, you know, when you look back to that first half, in some respects, did a pretty good job to stay that close in the game, only scoring 10 points.
Absolutely. I'm going to give them a lot of credit in the second half. Where you're down there, they didn't give up. They came back. They fought hard on the defensive end, and they made some really good decisions on the offensive end as well.
Individual scoring in the game, Josh Artis wound up with a half dozen. Bryce Steele, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 5 steals. Love the way he plays. Cameron Brooks with 2. Mark Swedberg got some time and took advantage with 4 points. Devin Boyko wound up with 4 and 16 points, 10 rebounds, another double-double for the big guy, Zach Sable. For the victorious Trojans, Roosh came to life with 14 points, 4 3-pointers. 2 for A.C. Kelly, 13 for Logan Rindock, 5 for Jared Koharchek, who overcame a slow start, 2 for Christian Hudson, and a dozen for Jake Bartholomew. So the Trojans back at it on Friday night. They will be at Whitehall, while Emmaus will travel to rival Central Catholic. That'll do it for tonight. Donnie Long, our director and producer. A clean sweep for Parkland. They won the JV game 59-47. Varsity 50-47 for Rich Baxa. I am Mike Zambelli. Thanks for joining us tonight for East Penn Conference basketball. Enjoy the remainder of your evening.